Hello and welcome back to Toy Story 3. This is Bio Enchanted, and we'll be continuing the Toybox mode. And we'll see what else we can find here, shall we? So let's first of all put this guy back in his box where he belongs. Cheeky boy.
As the mayor of this town, I only hope that...
Yeah, we can't do anything else with Ham until we've built some more buildings. So let's see what we can do, shall we? These are just a few of the things we'll be picking up as we go through the game. So I'm just kind of selecting which ones I want now. Let's do TNT Shack, because that was one of the things that will trigger later missions for some of the characters. And now we have our TNT. You see, I mistakenly thought that was what triggered the next Ham mission, but I'd forgotten you actually have to expand the 4 buildings into the next territory first. So for now, we're currently waiting for this to arrive to drop off our new inhabitant. There's a reason I bought the guy now, and it's so that I can do this. Because this is the easiest way to do this little gold star. Because of course we have to land this guy on a moving target, the wagon. But the wagon stops moving, which is very nice for it, so it means we can easily drop off, and boom! We have one of the trickier gold stars to figure out. Yeah, trying to do that with it still moving will be a nightmare, so... Sounds like fun. Let's navigate the cliff and find these dinosaur puzzle pieces, shall we? Which are all, as you can see, embedded in gold deposits. I guess it's appropriate. I mean, dinosaur fossilization, I guess. But I feel bad for Bonnie's Triceratops, if that's the case. Now, I quite like the big jigsaw board that appears for this mission as well, that stays there for the rest of the game. I also quite like here, when something spawns in this game, it tends to stick around as a kind of trophy of stuff that you've done, and I quite like that kind of that kind of visual growth in a level. I'm a kind of a sucker for that. Which is why I preferred the original Dark Cloud to Dark Cloud 2, because I preferred its mechanics when it came to building stuff. Dark Cloud 2 was more robust, but Dark Cloud 1 felt more personal for each character. Like, it felt more like you were putting stuff places because the characters wanted them there. Unless because, oh, we'll just shove this shack over here and that'll do. Oh, you want a fence? Fine, I'll put a single piece of fence over there. There we are. It just felt very impersonal. And very kind of like a kit house almost, so it's like it felt like the characters didn't really have much say in what they got. So I always quite like when there's a specific vision that the developers have in mind that you end up building towards by doing side quests. That always feels really good to me, because you just get to see everything get bigger and bigger and bigger and more populated and more robust, and just generally more things to play with and more things to interact with, and it feels much more satisfying to me. One more to get. So let's go from the top of the cliff to try and find it, shall we? And of course it's right where the other thing we almost missed last time was as well, that one capsule that was just on that ledge too. So let's do the same trick to get there, shall we? And the reason I'm starting to break all those barrels now, you'll see why in a few minutes. But for now, let's finish getting the jigsaw together. And there we are.
The space portal opens a gateway to the galaxies and brings a few destructive friends with it. Get ready for UFOs to rain explosive terror from above. But in a kid-friendly way, you know.
Yep, Emperor Zurg's lair. Well, Zurg's fortress, more. We'll be, along with the Sid's Haunted House, we'll be buying that later on when we have a lot more money. Because those are very expensive. If I could do emoticons in visual, I'd probably try and work out some way of, verbally rather, I'd probably try and find out some way of doing Mr. Dink from, Doug from there, but yeah. So let's mine some gold, shall we, now that we have our explosives. We'll actually put them to use. Of course, over here, these ones are a little bit too far away, so, but of course it spawned them all over the place. So we're going to go to the mine now, which we've been kind of ignoring before, and finally doing some stuff around there.
Oh, this is fun!
Yeah, I really believed that, Woody. You definitely sold that line, didn't you? Here, of course, we have some more pictomatic missions to do.
Sheriff, come quick! Outlaws are robbing the bank!
We'll have to wait. That was actually a pictomatic mission that we just picked up. It just solved it for us because we already had enough outlaws in the jail. Because the whole idea there is put enough outlaws in the jail, and then they'll have that big fight. But of course, I wasn't even able to show off that particular one because it just did it for us. That's one thing I like with the pictomatic missions, is that they're very lenient. Yay, we have helped the miners get a bunch of gold. And it gives us an extra 200 beyond the stuff we actually got for doing the mission too, which is quite nice. We've also opened all the main parts of the town, all of the town parts of the well as well. Of course, there are 3 we haven't done yet. I think you can guess what those are. But we'll be, again, dealing with that later. But now let's see what this little guy has to say. Okay, let's find his friend. Well, on the way we can take out that bandit as well and get at least that money back from the bank robbery. So that guy's a jerk. There we are. You can just go hang. So let's rescue our alien buddy, and yep, that UFO, yet a new piece of scenery. It's always really fun with these side quests, is that you always add something to the world, in some way. Lost 500 gold, but I have 10,000, so it's fine. There we are, we've saved the aliens.
Sparkle,
No, they're
darkle,
leaving.
glittery fin, the magical world of Enchanted Glen, with rainbows and flowers and pretty hearts too. Fairies and dragons are waiting for you. Turn your world into butterfly joy. It's a sparkly gift for a girl or a boy.
Something pretty cool that I like with that I just realized is that those 3 locations that we unlock throughout this part of the game are actually all run by the villains of the franchise. You have Sid from representing Toy Story 1, you have Emperor Zurg representing Toy Story 2, and you have Lotso representing Toy Story 3. Of course, Zurg's not the villain of Toy Story 2, but he's a villain that appeared in it. It's just Al wouldn't really make sense here.
Your responsibility to build one.
And Stinky's been rewritten to be a nicer guy in this version, in this story, so that's fine. He's got a different role already. Because he needed a prospector character to be a prospector, and he only had the one, so of course we went for him. So let's finally start building the stuff that Bo Peep wants, shall we? while the school's being built, we'll head over here and just get a little extra gold to make up for the stuff we lost. Those pig things will be used later. I can't even remember right now what they're actually used for, but I'll be using them for something, I'm sure. Or at least showing off what they're for. But that'll be a later video. Because we're still in the middle of unlocking everything, honestly. We've still got quite a lot of gameplay mechanics to deal with. And to show off and play with and stuff. This is quite a robust section of the game. There's a lot to it. Beyond these smaller side quests I'm doing at the moment, to pass the time while waiting for buildings to be built and other things to happen. But the fact that each one unlocks something new at the shop means it also it feels rewarding to do each thing because you get a new thing for doing it. So let's buy an artist while we're waiting. Yeah, those are really expensive, so we'll be coming to those later. But let's get some goo as well, see what that's for. Well, we already know what it's for, but see how it works. I've not unlocked a lot of this stuff yet, but we will in time. Figured I'd grab that now because I like it. It's my personal favourite of these 3 locations. And it seems appropriate we get the goo right now as well. That seems like a very Sid thing. So let's use it, shall we? We don't decide to. There we go, the school's finally completed. I think that's what I was waiting for, to avoid like any weirdness with the interactions.
Thank goodness you're
I
here,
certainly couldn't
Sheriff.
have picked a better day to wander in the desert.
And of course, by unlocking Sid's haunted house, you also get that Sasquatch. She's cute. Hello. Abominable snowman, I mean.
Oh,
Howdy.
howdy, Sheriff.
I believe
Would you
this.
mind rounding up my student? You might check the fishing hole near town.
Okay, let's go take her student to her, shall we? I know it's Halloween, but there's no reason to play hooky. I mean, to clarify,
everything's
in-game
going great.
Halloween I meant, not... I know IRL will way past that. Not that way, that's carriages only. You know the rules, buddy, that's the, carriageway. If you open the door, it'd be a dual carriageway.
By any chance, do you know if this...
Don't know why I'm making town planning jokes. But here we go. Put our boy back in the school so we can learn stuff proper again. And this is an interesting
Welcome
mission.
to Field Day.
Are you
Go play the events and see if
acting?
you can beat the top scores. And remember, have fun.
These events are actually recurring missions, much like saving the bank and the wagon. This was weird. I tried to talk to them and they just whoop right to the building, and then it's just where'd she go? What even happened there? She just vanished. So let's try and find anyone to play with, since the kids seem to be just blinking out of existence on us right now. I never said this game was without its glitches. I mean, you remember what happened to that prospect who we have to give a haircut to. So let's do this race for now. Luckily, it's a speedrun challenge only that we have to get there and back fairly quickly. We don't have to speedrun the entire game. But that would be hilarious if that was it, but it's an achievement at some point just to be a troll. It's a 1 point achievement, get to the... Well, actually, Final Fantasy IX kind of does that with Excalibur too, but yeah. Which is funny in its own way. Even though it's literally impossible on a PAL console because of the whole clock speed thing. Which is funny in its own right, even if it's fairly frustrating that I'll never be able to do the Excalibur 2 without being ridiculous. So there we are. We've made it to the checkpoint, which is weird because it doesn't actually blink, and if you jump past the flag, you'll pretty much not make it back to the thing in time. At least it'll be much harder to, anyway. You have to kind of land pretty much on the thing. It doesn't even tell you when it's counted it, which is very strange. It's not my favourite mission, this one. It feels very weird to do because of that. It's very wishy-washy when it tells you what you need to do, or what you've done. But there we go. We'll never get any better than the bronze on that, really, because...
open hidden driving courses and jumps, or just zip around town. Have I piqued your interest? Then hurry up and buy it.
The problem with that is, the only way to get a higher score on that would be to do it on the horseback. And basically what that means is you'd have to get off Bullseye, jump up that little jumpy parts of the cliff thing, the walking area thing, and then once you've done that, you'd need to jump on the flag and then jump right back onto Bullseye's back directly to make it to the end of the course from there with Bullseye. So it would be basically impossible without being a massive pain. There we go. We have done a field goal with that person. The kick actually has a purpose beyond bullying them. And it's fine. They said they're enjoying it, so...
Pardon me.
Sorry, Belle. So let's play some dodgeball, shall we? By which it basically just means smack everyone else in the room, basically. Just keep mashing the button. Because it auto-locks in weird ways, so sometimes you'll think it's locked, but it hasn't. So, seriously, how did none of those lock? It's ridiculous. There we are. It's a very easy mission, but we've done it now. And now we can replay those missions anytime we want.
Then the stunt track is calling to you. Jumps, loops, ramps. Do you know what I'm saying? It's driving the extreme way.
This game's really lopsided, by the way. There are so many gold stars in those kind of jump track things, doing challenges in there. It's ridiculous. But you'll see those when I actually get around to them. Now let's get another building underway. Well, of course we need it in this area, otherwise it won't count. So there we are, happy to be able to finally continue Ham's missions. Because of course we're not quite done there. I mean, we've had some fairly climactic things happening, but not quite a climax yet. So green for grow. Let's see what we can do with that, shall we? Yeah, the gold rush is kind of trivial now. Doesn't need to be a gold rush anymore, it can be a saunter. And the cool thing is we can actually reuse it as well. So let's just play with the goo and see what else we can do with it. Giant bunny. Giant bunny! And carrying a giant thing made big by goo gives us a strongman achievement. But we also, when the bunny goes back down again in a few minutes, we'll get the goo back and be able to use it on someone else, which is nice. I think you can get the goo back by also ramming them, but I'm not entirely certain if it works that way. I don't think it does, but I can't remember. But we're kind of just waiting for that to be built right now. But I just love playing with the goo because it's just such a silly thing, and it's fairly cute to just see what you can mess around with. So let's let this building be built, shall we? The flower shop. It's amazing that Crane managed to pick up that builder, honestly. Considering what I've played with Crane games, it seems like it would be impossible for Crane like that to actually do anything worthwhile. Here we go, we got the goo back. Giant hedgehog? Why not? But you can also see that it really screws up the texture on the hedgehog spines. It's not a very good texture. And when it's blown up, you can tell that. It's an ugly texture. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like hitting something doesn't actually get the goo out of it, so... That's just kind of me experimenting with the goo. One thing I quite like with the haunted house background, because it does actually like affect the entire world, is all the little ghosts flying around in the air, things like that. It's a very interesting atmospheric look. I quite like that. But there we are. Finally, the building is up. So we have built our flower shop. So with that, let's take a quick look at our gold stars, and I'll see you next time, when we get more than the 20 we had. Goodbye.